Greetings. Well, this was a rough one. You remember how I said, if there's more than one planet level 10 next to the star, that's fine. I can just leap onto it and, the other brawler can EMP the destroyer and all that. Yeah, I didn't count for the possibility of all three being next to the star. And to throw salt in the wound, they're not adjacent to each other, so I can't vengeance between them. So this was a little awkward, and something I didn't realize until I was already kind of in the star. But yeah, this was rough. Luckily, there weren't that many bombers to deal with. But still, that's a bit rough. So, got the typical two leap brawlers in the typical vengeance ship. You know how it goes. I decided to jump on this bomber here because I realized, there weren't that many bombers around, so might as well take that out. Right here, go for the bombers there. Now, normally I would have this sitting on a storm, but this sector, I didn't know the sector could spawn with a phoenix as well. So, kind of like DRS11, that does happen. So I couldn't really use this ship for anything in the beginning, which is fine. It's fine. It can just chill there. Take out that bomber. Went over to go over here to get this bomber as well. So here, well here soon, will be one of the first of many mistakes on this star. So the destroyers are in. Again, I can't intercept them with teleport and EMP because all of the planets are adjacent to the star, so can't really do that, right? And I just not realized the spawn of the planet, so I wasn't too sure how I was going to do this. Now, first mistake, I used the leap to take out this sector. Which is something I tend to do in DRS11 when those sectors adjacent to the gate. Excuse me. But I really should have saved it for the impending doom destroyers. Because I used leap to actually kill them pretty reliably. I didn't need to use leap. I could have just used EMP, which is what I should have done, because normally I would save EMP for the destroyers on their path to intercept them. But I can't really do that here, so I possibly could have just used EMP to break that Phoenix shield with the storm darts. Again, like I tend to do on DRS11, it depends. Sometimes I use EMP, sometimes I use leap. Either way, although I probably should save EMP, because if I jump onto a destroyer, I'm probably going to want to EMP whatever Serbs are nearby, right? So yeah, that was the first mistake. Wasting leap on this sector here. And it took me a second to realize, why that was such a mistake. So the destroyers have all reached their destination, this one being the last one. Now, I wanted to use my vengeance ship to kill this bomber here, but I decided to go for this sector on this side. For what reason, I don't recall. I think it was just... Oh. Okay, that's why. I had a leap brawler over here. So I decided to just leap onto this destroyer on this side. EMP the lot. Took it out because it was outside of the range of the Phoenix shields, as you do. Teleported out because I was not in range of any of the storms, or I was not in EMP range of any of the storms. So I could not EMP them to not take damage from their darts. So, yeah. And then I hit this one with vengeance because between these two sectors, right, that has 1:09. This has 1:50. And my leap goes off cooldown in 1:12. So now, sure, I possibly could have teleported down to here, EMP the Phoenixes to keep them in place, and then move towards the destroyer to kill it. But that would have been pretty risky with these storms nearby. Also, all the signals that are still alive. So I don't know. I had options technically. I just chose poorly. So hit this one with vengeance. This sector is already dead. Yeah, and I'm gonna take out all the Phoenixes there. Got the wrong ship. Moving the wrong ship down. The folly of having two of the same ship, the same brawler. So this was kind of bad though. The Phoenix was, because of the way the asteroids are spawned, it's still within range, or the destroyer is still within range of the shield. Now, technically, I could have teleported to one of my other brawlers down here, and that would have lured the Phoenix to this asteroid. Likely meaning it would be outside of the range, so I could EMP and hit the destroyer. Again, had lots of options. I just kind of, the whole plan of take out the bombers and then improvise didn't work out too well. So I tried to leap here, and I was hoping I would do enough damage with leap to break the shield and possibly kill the destroyer before I had to move out. But another flaw in my plan, there were ghosts right behind me. I know how leap works, and with leap, you're supposed to wait for ghosts to leave your area, because when you launch a rocket drone, it will likely target one of the ghosts, and the ghosts, well, either you will kill the ghost before it can fire, meaning that leap won't work, and you'll have to delay your leap, or because the drone is slower than you are, it might get taken out by the ghosts, which is what happened here. So, yeah. So again, it was like a mounting amount of small mistakes. They all add up. So I decided to just try my luck because this planet had like 10 seconds to go. Tried the EMP there. I guess it was outside of the range of the Phoenix shield, so I guess it could have teleported onto the Phoenix. But I also had to move, and I wouldn't have time. So I did that. I couldn't quite kill it, so c'est la vie. But, despite losing this planet, this was still a very fruitful run. Because there's a lot of arts I wanted, transport, miner, some combats in there. But this one had a lot of stuff I wanted too. But yeah, so a lesson to learn for the future: whenever all three planets are adjacent to the star, save your leap and save your EMP. You're gonna need them. Taking your time is likely worth it. But outside of that small hiccup, this run was pretty standard. Not that many issues outside of that initial hiccup. I had to do a lot of dancing around because of how close all the planets were. All the planets were so close that all the interceptors were all over the place nearby, so I had to keep on top of them. I leapt onto these two Phoenixes with the storm, and luckily the bomber didn't escape my range either, so simple solution there. Yep, and now, yeah, as you can see, dealing with all these things. Teleport down here just to vengeance the sector. Couldn't get out of the way because it's kind of blocking the gate there. And beyond this, it's just art boosting and, protecting as best as I can. Yeah, I haven't lost a ship in DRS10 yet, so I'll count my blessings. Teleport onto there just to lure the ghost and also try to kill the interceptor there. Yeah, they spawn a lot more frequently than they do in DRS11. At least that's the way I feel. In DRS11, interceptors will spawn one at a time, but it seems they spawn so fast that two gates can be going at the same time almost. That's a bit harrowing. But yeah, so all in all, lesson learned. Save your modules for the bad spawns, and yeah, just think ahead. Also, look at the map before you start teleporting around, I guess. But still, that's a really, really good run. A lot of arts, enough to keep my research station full at the very least. But yeah, could have done many different things. Yeah, see, technically I could have jumped a brawler down here because there was no Phoenix down here. Just to do some damage to the storms at the very least. And we'll also just, knock out the bomber, potentially. But, yeah. Bad idea. But, I'm talking in circles, I'm rambling. Yeah. Hopefully I'll think ahead better in the future. I'll see you around. Ta-ta for now.